Hi guys, we are getting a lot of inquiries on withholding tax. As you know, yesterday the government has increased withholding tax from 5% to 10%. Today what we are going to do is we are going to break this down in very simple terms, and then we are going to explain how this increase affects all of us. So let's look at a very practical example of withholding tax. Now assume that you are an employee who's earning a salary and you're paying pay tax on your salary. Now in addition to your salary, you have a fixed deposit that is giving you an interest of 100,000 rupees every year. Now, as a responsible tax-paying citizen, it is your duty to declare this additional 100,000 rupees of income that you're earning and pay your taxes on it with your income tax as well. And how much you have to pay will differ depending on your tax slab. Now, where the withholding tax comes into play is that the bank, when they're giving you this 100,000 rupee interest from your fixed deposit, they withhold 5% of it and pay that 5% to the government directly on your behalf as tax. So that at the end of the year, when you're filing your final tax returns, you can file that you have already paid this 5% as withholding tax and deduct that from the amount you pay at the end of the period. In simple terms, a withholding tax doesn't increase the amount of taxes that you pay, it simply pays it forward. Why would the government want to increase this? It's very simple. The government wants to increase this because still in Sri Lanka we have an issue with people not filing their accurate income taxes. So say for example you earned 100,000 from a fixed deposit, you don't file that. So then you are not paying taxes on it at all. So when the government increases the withholding tax from 5% to 10%, it simply increases the amount of tax that is paid at source. So it reduces the leakage in the tax net. So now even if someone is not filing their income taxes at the end of the period, whatever interest they have earned on their fixed deposits and certain fixed income instruments are now being taxed at 10% at source, and the bank themselves is remitting that money on behalf of those people. So very simply put, an increase in the withholding tax from 5% to 10% doesn't penalize people who are already paying their taxes, but it simply increases the collections from those who may not necessarily be filing their taxes at the end of the year. What about people who don't fall into an income level where they have to pay tax? What about them? But if you're only earning 50,000 rupees, so for these people, the government has made it very clear that they can go to the Inland Revenue Department and under special circumstances, they can request for their withholding tax of their investments to be waived off. I hope that summarizes the withholding tax situation simply. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to us on the comments.